Tuesday, May 6th, 2025. A dark time in American history is upon us. The moribund knell rang 53 years ago with Watergate. The death knell sounded on January 6th, and the lich knell struck today, the American consumer being asked to pay 20% more for a PS5 shipped a paltry 6,500 miles overseas from Shenzhen. It is my class who is attacked most fundamentally by the ideologues in office. Us poor, silk-stocking, yuppie socialites, constantly besieged by tax-paying cyclists, vagrants, loitering gaggles of adolescent weed smokers. Who will save us from these brutes, these community gardeners and impotent zine distributors? Who will represent the big 5 tech company employees, our class struggle between managerial and executive? Where's the heart in humanity? Who will create, for me, the complacent, the satisfied, the apex of virtuosic apathy? Drag me from this gorge. Rescue me. Rescue me. 1. Slop is a young man's medium, an old man's craft. A creator of Slop must never stop evolving, automating, delegating, lest they be left tattered cloth, half-naked in a cloud of dust. The world's leading innovator in the art of Slop is a 27-year-old man who was 20 when he touched his first million. His progeny are younger still, flipping drop-shipped multi-tools and keychains on TikTok Shop, asking ChatGPT for code that will cut a movie into 130 bite-sized chunks, or even better, summarize a popular Chinese film, then translate that summary into English, and have it read by a heavily artifacted speech synthesis program. Products become garbled, unbeholden to history or reality, only to the neurons in the ventral tegmental area. Timelines warp, otherwise ridiculous claims become possible. So comes a lineage from Gutenberg to Carnegie to Ford to William Randolph Hearst to Walt Disney to Steve Jobs to Rick Rubin to Mr. Beast and far beyond. A miracle of planned obsolescence, slop craftsmanship is of no importance to contemporary slop, but it is built upon the artisanal efforts of advertising executives, gurus, shareholders, snake oil salesmen, and hucksters of yore, coaxing the consumer into a state of proprioceptive hallucination. 2. Slop is created to fill a gap in sorceling. It can achieve this any way it would like. There is no one person behind it. And if form was not related to function remotely, if both the vastest step and humblest pasture be held on the same head of a pin, Slop morphs to fit its constraints. It extends to reach quotas for mid-roll ads, contracts to retain viewership, obstructs itself, even constructing false cliffhangers that require a deep dive through the last several days of content to fully understand. Each video may as well be the last, and the role of the creator quickly becomes purveyor of second-hand curiosities, loose ideas, bits and bobs, plaster, board and footsteps that bore them. 3. A non-exhaustive list of things that Slop is similar to, but not the same as. Short-form content, advertisements, AI-generated media, microplastics, music videos, tabloids, Spotify charts, reaction videos, laissez-faire, random TSA security checks, naval mines, emetic rat poison, America's Funniest Home Videos, listicles, ranked choice voting, small dogs that wear Yoda costumes on Halloween, and Big Pharma. And before we get any further, I'd like to take a moment to thank Aura for sponsoring this video. These days, a lot of people have borderline antagonistic relationships with their phone calls, or email accounts, and this is primarily because of the huge amount of spam. You see, companies called data brokers can sell your personal data for profit, making you vulnerable to spammers and scammers and telemarketers. And even if you want to take down that information, you may get stuck in a labyrinthine takedown process, which has happened to me. I've had to make personal phone calls to random numbers to get my own information taken down, which is utterly absurd. And this is why I recommend Aura. They automate the difficult part. They can automatically scan for your personal information on the web, send requests to take it down, do all the work for you, and they can keep your information off and prevent further data breaches. Not just that though, Aura is essentially an all-in-one digital security. You can get alerts for your information popping up on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts, 24/7 monitoring, VPN, antivirus, password manager, and more, plus the around-the-clock customer support. I personally hate it. The random companies can steal my data and then sell it for profit, which is why I use Aura. Try Aura for 14 days free at aura.com/rowramden. In those 2 weeks, you'll be able to see who is buying and selling your data. I'm not going to leave myself vulnerable to this kind of stuff, and neither should you. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring. Now, back to the video. 4. Slop is of a desiring machine, built on impulse and chemistry. You are a ball being flung around a pinball machine, harangued by strobing arrays of bulbs and tinny speakers vibrating with fervor. No longer can one surf the web, only become a companion to its currents and drown. Your head will be submerged in the water. You must ask which way the bubbles go when you blow. 5. Slop is not produced for a creator or for a consumer. Rather, an invisible force determined by raw neural pathways mapped onto algorithms. Whatever fingerprints the invisible hand of the market have left on your brain, they were laid through a numbers game. Slop is bettered through analysis of instances and outcomes, but never the contents. What one slop producer can say or think or feel means nothing. In fact, the individual preferences or tastes of the slop creator can even hurt the end product. Tuesday, May 13th. The union leaders needlessly hassled me at the water cooler this afternoon, though they know I can't pontificate with a belly full of P.F. Changs. I'd be happy to wax poetic on the writing of the great thinkers of history, but I'm too busy living in the world of the great doers of history. These people, they have no heart for ascension. They've never thought of the square silhouette of a pyramid viewed from the top. Keeping a job is important, you know. I've got to pay for a Criterion channel, Adobe, etc. Perhaps a spreadsheet would come in handy, but I consider myself a bit scrappier than that. Doing the practical thing is tragically gauche, but the uselessness of kitsch is a gift that ever gives. This world is rotting from the inside. Where have the memoirs of heroes gone? 7 Beauties, Memories of Underdevelopment, The Conformist. Now all we have is Tetris and Flaming Hot. Where is the everyman gone? The great American trail's overgrowth impedes any lone traveler. There are the masses and the few. What is not petty? What is not pertinent? Everything comes into our life, does it not? That's why it exists to us, after all. If it's here, why does it demand thoughtlessness? I think I might be God. 6. Slop is content made for a fundamentally uncurious part of the brain. A slop-forward media diet is your 2001 baby on cigarettes, if you're picking up what I'm pouring all over your linoleum floor. Once upon a time, there was no concern of someone scrolling past your video to another, in a prehistoric period referred to as the aughts. People who were born during this time we should probably get rid of us. Consuming media designed to prey on subconscious vulnerabilities in a mind security system leads to breaches. Just because one sits silently, listens, and watches does not mean they have no role in the exchange. 7. Slop goes in one end and out the other. It comes and goes in apparitions, disappears from body and mind as quickly as it enraptures it, behaving as though the mind is simply an engine, subsisting on diversion. It has no place in conversation or culture outside of secondhand remarks on the absurdity of itself. Wednesday, May 20th. The air is thick with smog. See, a city like Seattle wrestles the good from you just like a crocodile wrestles a lone kayaker from its vessel. I'm too perfect for this world. Stalwart golden light shines from within me, and from them, lusterless hums, vibrations of the dishwasher on another floor. They're subcutaneous filth. Look at that. My managers have asked me for another YouTube video. How quaint. Can't they see the vast intellect before them? You see, isn't this what great thinkers do? They think about working. They don't actually work. Their hands would get dirty. Being a YouTuber is important. The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of the visual medium. Quid era demonstratum, I am the torchbearer of the soul of man. You see, living off of Patreon money is the most proletarian thing you can do. It's the bourgeois who would like to thrust your eyes on a lazy Susan, demand from me video after video as though my job is to produce videos. The masses are intelligent, yes, but are constantly misdirected and uninformed, in desperate need of a North Star to align their sight with their enemies. The target is always up, 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 right past me, but not quite me. See, I'm an-authority, not the authority. 8. Slop will satisfy you. It will feel like joy. Resisting slop is futile save for the reasons of taste or intellectual dismissal. It's like some fucking good-ass chips, or a really yummy soda or something. Like, that shit tastes good. I know you're lying because you want to feel like an adult who has moved past such childish things, but it's useless, because you know that high C fruit punch and nacho cheese Doritos taste really fucking good, and you're pretending they don't. So stop being a bitch and own up to it. Plus, I think that sour cream and cheddar ruffles are underrated, and Tony's Chocolonely shouldn't be as expensive. And I think my birthday should be every day, and I should get toys whenever I want. Yeah, whenever I want, and That's it. 9. Slop is corrosive. Both in consumption and production, it will degrade and encroach upon. On one end eroding energy, resources, on the other end abrading time. Entertainment is outputs and inputs, just data points being fed into a physical space. What happens after that relies on the complacency of the consumer. Knowledge of the intricacies or present state of slop belies an outsized presence of slop in the knower's life. Another in a long list of contributing factors to the cacophony of action and presentation, identity isn't the thing you actually like anymore, it's the thing you aspire to liking. 10. Slop is holistic. Everything is infiltrated by slop, but everything does not become it. Slop is appealing to everyone. Produced for the thrashing mind of the exploited and the sublime boredom of the exploiter. Throw off your tattered walk of life and thoughts of society. Fascist, communist, liberal, traditionalist, we are all the members of one human audience. Slop constructs narrow causeways through the moat between the aisles. We are all connected through slop as we are all connected through pollutants of blood and body. Slop is the blockbuster, the top 40 hit, the wheat-pasted festival lineup. Slop is the gas guzzled and mutated by combustion. Stock footage of fictionalized, diverse workplaces, the interactive LED screen on a $16.99 Geek Bar, the endless names on Coke bottles or variations on the theme of the Oreo, excess, vulgarity, explication where it need not be, itemized lists taking up space better occupied by love or hate or fear. Slop can be explained with words or images, but may also be defined by its rejection of tradition or form. It simmers, infrared in the boiler, white hot with coal flung into its maw, warping the air around it like a desert mirage. In the immortal words of Potter Stewart, I know it when I see it.